Alright guys, so now we are going to talk about the section 3.3 quadratic equations and inequalities. What we must focus on, and let me write that on the side, is, and I need to have this one, is a quadratic equation is about ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay? What we try to do is we try to solve this quadratic equation. Therefore, we tend to transform this x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 into the product of two parentheses. And I would like to attract your attention. Pay attention to the fact that in a general form you have a plus y here and a plus y there. Therefore, you will have a plus y here and a plus y there. Okay? Then it's just a matter of trying to figure it out what you're supposed to have here, what you're supposed to have there, and what you're supposed to have here, and what you're supposed to have there. At the end of the day, you will have two parentheses, knowing that a times b equals 0 means a equals 0 or b equals 0. You will end up to have the product of two parentheses equals 0, meaning that the first parenthesis is equal to 0, or the second parenthesis is equal to 0. Each of these two equations right here will give you a value of x. Okay, each of these two equations will give you a value of x. That will be a solution of your quadratic equation. So let's try to find if you can factor easily x squared plus 5x plus 6. When we try to factor x squared plus 5x plus 6, you need to remember that basically this term times this term will give you ax squared. And let me use a yellow one. The last term, it will give you c. Then the only thing you will have to find out is try to check your middle term. Try to check your middle term. And if your middle term is equal to what you need to have, you find the right factorization. In the example number 1, you have x plus 2 times x plus 3 and equals 0. Therefore, x equal negative 2 and x equal negative 3 will be the two solutions that are solution of x squared plus 5x plus 6. When you look at the second equation, example number 2, as you can see right here, there is a tiny mistake, but because in fact it's supposed to have x squared equal 4. But if I'm using what I'm supposed to remember, which is right there, if I'm using the fact that because x squared equal k, therefore x equal plus or minus square root of k, in that case, I'm getting x squared equal 4. So I end up to have x equal plus or minus square root of 4, which is x equal plus or minus 2. I think I need to change the battery of my pen pretty soon. Okay. All right. Oh, what do we have right here? There we go. Now, when you are dealing with the quadratic equation, there is a quadratic formula that you must remember perfectly well. Okay, you must remember perfectly well. Where I would like to attract your attention is on the example number 3. You have 2x squared minus 15x minus 7 equals 0. Most of the time, we cannot factor easily such equation into two parentheses equal to 0. And sometimes we can, okay? Sometimes we can. Actually, in the previous problem right here, we could transform x plus 2 times x plus 3 equal x squared plus 5x plus 6. X by x give you x squared, 2 by 3 give you 6, and we just need to check the middle term, 2x, 3x equal 5x. We have x plus 5x plus x squared plus 5x plus 6. Every time we are having a plus, okay? And so we are having a plus right there. In this example right there, number 3, we have minus. It doesn't mean absolutely, it doesn't mean that you have going to have a minus right here and a minus right there. No. What you must understand and remember is what I can do is I can put a plus right there. Okay? Let me rewrite the square properly right here. This term will play the role of ax squared. This term right here will play the role of bx. And this term right there will play the role of c. All right. In between, what do we have? We have a plus. In between, we have, oh, dang it, bx. And in between, yeah, there we go. We have a plus. Okay? Equal 0. There is a plus. You have a plus. Okay? Okay? Now, obviously, it's going to be way more difficult to find out what will be this one, but also this one. Usually, it's kind of easy to do this one, these two. But to check the middle term, this is where it's getting more complicated. We're starting to lose time. Therefore, this is when you are going to use your quadratic formula right here. Okay? But you must be careful on how not to make any mistake in the choice of the value of A, B, and C. Because you have put a plus, okay? Because you have put a plus, we end up to have very easily determine A equal 2, B equal negative 15, and C equal negative 7. By substituting A, B, and C inside your quadratic formula, and by paying attention that every time I'm dealing with a negative number, I am putting my negative number in between parentheses, I'm able, at the end of the day, to find a value of x. And how many value of x I'm going to find? 2, because of the plus minus. The first value of x will be when you have a plus. The second value will be when you have a minus. Okay? All right. So now, let's try to think in terms of inequality. Well, step number 1, you may want to try to imagine that x squared minus x minus 12 equals 0. X squared minus x minus 12 equals 0. If you try to factor that directly, you know that you are going to have 2 parentheses equal to 0. Because you have a minus, let's put a plus right here, let's put a plus right there. That way you are sure that inside your parentheses you will have a plus. And then x multiplied by s will give me x squared. Then you have several options. You have the option 112 right here, but you also have the option 26 with the sign appropriate sign, and you have the number 43. Usually you always start by the numbers who have the less discrepancy. Therefore, you are going to choose 4 and 3. So you are doing 4 and 3. You are doing 4 and 3, x plus 4, x plus 3. Because you have a negative, one of these two numbers needs to be negative. It might be negative 4 or it might be negative 3. But if you want to check that the middle term is going to be negative x, it's going to be negative 4 equals 0. That is going to create the fact that x plus negative 4 equals 0. So x equals plus 4. And then x plus 3 equals 0, and that is going to be x equal negative 3. Now, what you are going to do and let me take black. You are going to represent your number line. You are going to plot the point 0, therefore you know that -3 will be there, and you know that 4 will be on this side. You are going to define 3 intervals. In each of these 3 intervals, you are going to choose the value of x. Here I'm going to take x equal -4. Right there I'm going to take x equals 0, you know, why not? 0 is a part of the interval number 2, and right here I'm going to have x equal 5. For in the interval number 1, x equal -4, I'm going to substitute x inside my inequality. So -4 squared minus -4 minus 12, and I need to check if that is going to be greater than 0. -4 squared, this is going to be 16 plus 4 minus 12, and that gives me equal to 20 minus 12, 8. This is greater than 0, so the interval number 1 is okay. In the interval number 2, when I substitute by x equals 0, I'm getting a 0 squared minus 0 minus 12. That is a negative number. I need to find something positive, therefore this is not okay. Finally, the interval number 3, x equal 5, end up to have 25 minus 5 minus 12, 20 minus 12 equal 8. This is positive, so that is okay. And so finally I can say that the interval notation is going to be minus infinity -3, parentheses and parentheses. Parentheses always next to the negative or positive infinity. Parentheses next to the 3 because there is no equal right there. In my inequality, oops, that's not my inequality. Let's go back to the inequality. In my inequality, there is no equal. There is no equal right there. Okay? Okay. Union, and then 4 plus infinity. I will let you look at the different example. I will let you solve the example number 1, example number 2, example number 3 by yourself. And then I'm going to look over the example number 4. On the example number 4, if you want to find the value of x and apply x equal plus or minus square root of k, what you want to do is divide by 2 both sides, and you end up to have x squared equal -5. At this point of the semester, there is no solution. Okay, why? Because x squared doesn't have any solution in a real system. Right there on this one, x minus 1 equal plus or minus square root of 49. X minus 1 equal plus or minus 7. So x equal plus 7 plus 1, or -7 plus 1. That gives me 8 or -6. Please apply all of the advice I gave you. Pay attention every time that what you are looking for is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Therefore, you need to move right here 2, -2. Right there, you need to move 4 on the other side. How will you move 2 on the other -2? By adding 2 both sides. And if you add 2 both sides, you will end up to try to solve x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 0. And on this one, x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals 0. All right. Now it's up to you to solve all of these problems. They will help you to perform well during the next session in class. Try to do all of them before next class, and I will check it in when you will be with me next time. Thank you very much, and have a good day.